So, hello guys, my name is Max and welcome to this video today. We're going to program a simple Space Invader game using JavaScript and HTML as usual. For this one, I'm thinking of being a bit more structurized than we have been before, so instead of just doing one file, I've used two files for this particular project. So I'll just start here by creating a new folder and I'll call that Space Invader or something like that. Inside of here, I want to make a new folder called JS and a new one called Resources. And in the resource folder, we'll just copy over this image here, that with the basic sprite sheet or all the ghost and the graphics we need for the game. Yeah. So let's just open this up with Sublime Text now. So Sublime Text like so. And in here, you can start by making a new file. We'll call it index.html, and then we can make our JS helper.js like so. So you can start with the index file here, so just grab some basic HTML, set the title to Space Invader, something like that, and then a script tag in the body. And then just make sure you import this source file here, so helpers.js, like so, and let's add some styling now while we're at it. Here in the head, so I'll just do a canvas center like so. And I will set the background color to, let's say, black for now, since, yeah, I think that's a bit like space. So that's it for the index file for now. So let's start by doing our helper functions, or classes if you so will. So we'll need our screen class, we'll need our sprite class, and we'll need some our input handler, and we of course need some helper functions here. Well, actually we can actually start with screen here, so I will just create a new function. So if you're not familiar with how classes work in JavaScript, then they're basically just functions, and then you can add methods to them using the prototype keyword here. And for the screen, you will need a draw sprite, like so, and it will take a sprite as a first argument, and then an X and a Y position where to draw that sprite. And yeah, I think that's it for now with the screen class. And the sprite, it won't have any methods, but it will create this object here. So take an image, an X position, a Y position, a width, and a height. And these are the positions in the sprite sheet and the width and the height of the sprite itself. And for the input handler, you can make it now. So input like so, it won't take any arguments, but it will have two methods. Is down method, I'll take a code as parameter, and then is pressed method that will take a code as a parameter, like so. And the help function we can leave empty for the time being. So we can start by creating our screen class here. So it has to just be this canvas equals document create element canvas, as we have done in the previous videos of this. And then let's just set the width of the canvas and save that to a local or a method to this class here as well. So this is width here to the width parameter. And let's set the height in the same way. This is height goes to the height, like so. And then let's grab a context. So canvas dot get context like so to the context. And then let's append it to the body of the document. So document body dot append child this dot canvas. And the draw sprite, it will take this x draw image like so, and it'll take sp.image, sp.x, sp.y, sp.width, and sp.height. And these are the coordinates on the sprite sheet or the image here to be drawn. So this will of course be these fields here later on when we have them in game. And then the X and Y position on where the canvas draw them, and the width and the height of the sprite here as the last two arguments. And the sprite is quite boring, just this image equals image, this x equals to x, this to y, this to width, or w, and then the height as well, like so. And the input handler, it will have two fields, so it will have this dot down, like so, and this dot pressed, like so. And then we create this reference here, so we can keep a reference to this instance when we here are adding event listeners. Listener like so, and that's listen for key down, of course, function with event callback. Let's just grab it down here, change the word, key up, like so, and we can start by this one. So this is quite simple, it's just this dot bound event dot key code equals true, and then here we just want to delete the this dot down event dot key code and delete this dot pressed event dot key code, like true, and this down it just return this down the code, like true, and this one is a bit more code, so we will say if this pressed code return false, else if this down code return this pressed code equals to true, like so, and if all fails we'll just want to return false, like so. So that's it for all the helper function, at least for now. So we can actually start coding our game here now. So for that, let's go back here to the index file, and as usual when I code my games I like to just write out all the variables we'll need. So for this one we'll need a screen variable, an input variable, a frames variable, like that for now. Then we need all of the sprites, so I will have the alien sprite, the tank sprite, and lastly the city sprite, like that. And then do we need aliens for our logic, and our direction in which the aliens are going, a tank, a list of bullets, active bullets on the screen, and then the cities, like that for now. So we can start off by just writing out the functions we will need. So we need a main function, of course, a init function, a run function, a run function, update function, I guess, and lastly a render function. And then there is make sure we call the main function as always, or as usual I would say, and then here is create the screen, so new screen, and the size may perhaps be a bit strange by now, but it will be 710 by 600, and the important here is that it is multiplies of 30, so if you take 510 and divide that by 30 you get 17, and of course if you get 600 divided by 30 you get 20, so just make sure they are even multiplies of 30, like so. And yeah, so we can start now by, let's declare our input here as well, so new input handler, like so we have that on. And so let's create a new image, and just set the source of the image, and it's of course it's this cheat image here, so invaders.png png, so, and that's is in the resource folder, so the relative path will be invaders.png, like so. And let's set an event listener, like so, and on load event we want to create this function, like so, and in here we just want to call the init and the run methods. functions rather. But before we do that, we just want to set our alien sprites and the tank sprites and all that, those. So tank sprite, the new sprite, I can start like through. Then we have the city sprite, of course, new sprite. And the alien sprite here, it will contain a list with 3 elements, in which each of them have a list with 2 elements, the 2 different versions of each of the ghosts or aliens. So to implement that, we just want to create 3 different, elements like that, 3 lists, and in here we just say new sprite and new sprite like so. And all of those will have the same, this sucks, let's do it like this then, will have the same image here. So we can just say this, since this function of this one is pointing towards this object, so that this object in this instance here. One second guys, I must take the phone. Like this, this here will point towards this object, or this image object. So left to do is just to set all the coordinates, or if you look here on the help pad, we will set the x position, y position of the sprite sheet we want to keep, and the width and the height of the sprite. So this can be a bit boring to watch when we do this, but I can do the first here for you. So that of course is starting on the 0,0 most position, and the width of that particular sprite I happen to know is 22 pixels, and the height is 16 pixels, and that's all of the sprites here are 16 pixels high. And I think this is 22 pixel wide, this is 16 pixels wide, this is square almost, and this is 24 pixels wide. So from that information you can do the rest of these functions by yourself, but anyway, I've shown them here for you. So 0, 0, 22 and 26 for the coordinates of the first ghost element, or first version of that alien. And then the second one is of course 0, 16, 22 and 16, since it's just offsetted by 16 pixels here to get this version. And they're all pretty similar here, so the next one, it will just take 22, since it's 22 pixels from the end here, like that, and it is, as I said, 16 pixels wide and 16 pixels tall, and yeah, of course it should be 0 there as well. And then here we'll just say 22 pixels, like that, 16 pixels, 16 pixels and 16 pixels, like that for that one. And the last ghost is on the 22 plus 16 positions, so 38, like that, 0, and I said that was 24 pixels wide, 16 pixels tall, like that, and then of course we will be 38, 0, 16, 16 I said, and 24 and 16, like that. So if we have done this right, and if you just do the run method real quick, so we just put a loop function, side we just called update and render functions, and then we just use the render regular window request animation frame here for our animation with a loop and screen. So we just screen the canvas, its arguments, like that, and in the render let's just draw a sprite, so we call screen.draw sprite alien sprite. Let's draw the first alien and the first version of that alien, and let's draw it at this 1010. So if we've done this right, and if we open this up, so just that one, yeah, we can see here that this version of the sprite is drawn. So let's say if we draw the second version, so the second here, you can see that it's drawn like that, and let's just see if all of them are drawn correctly. Yeah, that seems to be all of that's right, and that seems to be all of that one. So that's working fine. So let's do the same here for the tank. So that will just be the 38 plus 24, 62 position. 0 of course, and it is 22 pixels wide, I guess. I think at least, and 16 pixels tall as well. So let's just draw it to see if it actually works here. So tank sprite. Yep, that was complete the tank sprite. I think it is, so if it's take 20, yeah, it isn't on all of it, so yep, 22 pixels wide. And for the city here, I'll just look up there, and it's on the 84th position, 8 pixels down, 36 pixels wide, and 24 pixels tall. So that was all of the sprite, hopefully. I won't bore you anymore with this for now. Yep, so that's the city sprite. So let's actually start creating our actual game then. So we just go to the init method or function. Just instantiate our frames to 0, I guess, and then we create our alien list as empty array, and then we can just create rows here. So we want, if you look up the original game on the internet, you can see that it first have one row of these pink aliens, then 2 rows of these ones, and then 2 rows of these ones. So to mimic that one, that representation, we can just add it like this. We have first the second ghost 1 time, then we have the first ghost 2 times, and then the last ghost 2 times, like that. Then we just loop through all the rows here. So var add equals 0, len equals rows dot length, I is less than len, I plus plus like so, and then we just loop again for how many ghosts we want. So var j equals 0, j is less than, let's say, 10 ghosts, and j plus plus. And then we just create a reference here to the row we're at, so row.i, and then we just push a new alien to our alien list. And it will have a sprite that is equal to alien sprite of A, like that. So take the current alien sprite you want, X position, that will be offset by 30 pixels from left at start, and J times 30 for each of the ghosts in position. Then we want to add 4 pixels if it is the second ghost, because it's a bit smaller than the rest of them, than the other aliens, sorry. Like that. And for Y position, that's just 30 plus I times 30, and then the width is just the alien sprite of A, and we can take the first version, it doesn't really matter, but the width of that one, and then we have the alien sprite A0.h, like that. So for now, if we draw off them, so we say for var I equals 0, len equals aliens, length, I is less than len, I plus plus, and then we can say var A equal aliens, current alien, and then we'll say screen.draw sprite A.sprite, A.x, and A.y. And I screw something up here. Let's see in the console if we have some error messages. Type error. Yeah, we'll pause. Here we want to specify which version, so we just take the first version for now. Yeah, so we now have all of the alien drawn to the screen here. So let's make them move a bit. So for that one, we will need 2 more fields here, one for animation and one for how fast they move. So we have the sprite frame here, and we have the level frame, I like to call them, and they set the sprite frame to 0 or 1. I will set mine to 0. then the level frame to some relative high number, so let's say 60. So each second now, since it's running at 60 frames a second, the ghost will move. And then update. All we need to do is basically just to increment the frames, so frames plus plus, and then we can say if frames modulus level frame, if that's equal to 0, then we want to set that sprite frame to the next version, so we can say equal to sprite frame plus 1 modulus 2, like that. And then we just loop through all the ghosts, so ri equals 0, len, actually we can just copy this line code, it's a bit tedious to write it out all the time, like so. Let's set a reference to the alien we're at, so aliens I, then just increment the x position for now. And I almost forgot we need a direction in which the, yeah, we had that already, but let's set the initial direction, so let's say 1, and then we just multiply this 30 here by the direction, so 1 if it's going to right and -1 if it's going to the left. Like that. So hopefully now, and if we just instead of 0 here set this right frame, the ghost will be moving to the right. Yeah, so you can see that they are moving to the right here, but we're drawing over each other. So let's just create another method here to the screen class. Screen, and I'll put clear, and we'll say this does context of clear rect 0, 0, this the width, and this dot height, like so. And let's just call that method before we draw anything. So screen dot clear, like so. Yeah, now you can see the animation in action, and the ghosts are moving. But as you can see, they're moving out of the canvas, and we don't want that. We want them to move down a bit here. And as you can see, they are moving all the way to the end here, so we want to just draw some small number here. I guess it's 6 pixels, so we just set it to 704 for now. Let's see if that's better. Want to go faster? Go faster. Nope. 2 pixels more, I guess. Yeah, let's make them go faster. It's ridiculous. It's 20 now. Yeah, so that's the right width there for you guys. So 502 pixels if you use the same offset as I do with 30 pixels. Anyway, so to know if they should move down, we need to keep a reference to the maximum x position and the minimum x position. So we use this by using these variables here. So we set the max position to 0 at the start, and the min position to the screen dot width. Or some big number, it doesn't really matter what number you set it to. And then you just say max equals max of the maximum of the current value of the max, and a plus dot x plus a dot y w, like so. And then the minimum value equals the math of min of the minimum value and the a dot x, like so. And then we just say if the maximum value is bigger than the width and or the minimum value are less than 0, then we just want to mirror the direction like so, and then we just want to loop again, and let's just say use this syntax here for now. So we just set the increment the x position with 30 times here, like so, and then the y position with 30. So yeah, so that should be it. So now they should be moving down at least. If they could move a bit faster, that would be good. Yeah, so now you can see that they move like that. And to the left here, if you don't want them to move all the way to the end, you can set this to 30 pixels, I guess. Or like 2. And let's speed them up, so we don't need to stand here and look at them all day. Yeah, so that's them moving about. Really good. The game is starting to take shape here. So let's just do the tank in this video as well, and we'll do the cities and the shootings and all that in our second video. So the tank is really simple. We can just go above the aliens, I guess. Yes, the tank equals a new object. Just make sure that you have specified the tank variable up here. And let's just set the sprite equals to the tank sprite, of course, X position. And with that we will set that at the start here, of course, to the screen width minus just the width of the sprite, and let's divide that by 2 to center it like so, and then the height here is, or the Y position is as the height of the screen minus yeah, let's say 30 pixels and plus the sprite of height like so. So let's just draw it very quick. So screen.drawSprite tank.sprite tank.x and tank.y. And just do updates as well. It's really simple. You say if input is down, and I won't type out the key codes here for you again, guys, but it's 37 is left. Just put it like this, I guess, left. Then we want to subtract from the X position with, let's say, 4 pixels. And if the right key is pressed, so if it's down 39, like that, then we just want to add to the X value. So plus equals 4. So now, yeah, you can see that I can move the tank. As you can see, I can move out of the border here. So let's fix that. So we say tank.x equals math.min and math.max, regular way here. And the minimum value, it will be 30 pixels. And the maximum value will of course be the tank.x, or the screen width minus 30 plus tank.width, I guess, but we didn't specify that one, so tank sprite.width. And yeah. And why did that do that? Yeah, it should of course be the min, and it should of course be the max. I always screw them up, but yeah. So now I can't move out toward that direction or that direction. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will finish this game in a second video that I will upload really soon, I guess. Thank you for watching. Bye.